Should graffiti be considered art? Graffiti should be considered art because the artist can create a wonderful image that the world can view. On the sides of many buildings, we see graffiti, and a lot of it can be very artistic. My uncle is a tattoo artist, and he has been invited by the building's owners to create a piece on the side of that building. I have seen his work in person, and he is very talented. I'm going to be discussing if graffiti should be considered vandalism, that artists are expressing themselves, and how graffiti can benefit society. Graffiti is art, not vandalism. Graffiti can be found everywhere and anywhere. Graffiti covers the walls of freeways, bridges, and buildings, showcasing the talent of those who create the beautiful imagery. The world is a canvas for graffiti artists, and they should feel free to cover it as they please. Buildings that are tagged have a more personal feel than buildings with plain white walls. Because of the appreciation for graffiti's beauty, instead of viewing graffiti as vandalism, many realize the amount of skill necessary to create the street art and appreciate the message it delivers. Many people admire Keith Haring, a famous graffiti artist from the 80s known for his artwork around New York City. Haring's artwork is so widely known that the city embraced its presence around the city. It continues to become more widespread despite the ongoing debate of whether or not it is vandalism. This street art beautifies cities by giving them character and making them look unique and personal. As a non-violent form of expression, graffiti is a necessary outlet and should not be limited. Typically, behind every beautiful piece of art, there is always something a lot deeper. For artists, drawing or painting is the best way to let their emotions come out, and it can be the best way for the artist to express how he or she feels. Graffiti is a form of expression, and artists should feel free to make their thoughts and beliefs public. Many believe that graffiti rebels against authority, yet the skill required to elaborate graffiti is remarkable. Serving as a way to avoid violence, graffiti is an outlet for many to express their feelings. Making street art illegal limits the freedom of artists to create influential masterpieces. Graffiti artists create works that reflect both struggles and accomplishments, and at many times display political and social messages. The paint that coats walls and communities everywhere can contain symbolism so profound that it has been compared to poetry. People around the world also know Banksy, a famous London-based graffiti artist, for his satirical street art that reflects his political views. Banksy's work is so distinct that it has inspired Obey Propaganda, a famous clothing company. Many others are beginning to realize the influence graffiti has on the world, and famous street art will only continue to flourish. Depending on the artist and their personality, it can be very difficult to understand exactly what the painting is expressing. Often, an artist's theme can range from anything abstract to depressing or angry. You can tell what the artist's theme is through their painting. Diane Villanueva, a visual studies major, wrote in her blog some of the benefits that public art brings in building a community. Villanueva explained how graffiti is a form of uniting all the people in one area with different occupations in life. These murals allow opportunity for collaboration among members of the community. From graffiti artists to city police to students and to children, she wrote. Villanueva also noted how street arts can be a form of inspiration to the public, especially to younger people. Murals create awareness about vandalism and turn something negative into something positive. Throughout the collaboration of artists and community members, children have role models to look up to and have the support they may not always get. Both Patrick Verrill, photographer and journalist, and Villanueva and many graffiti artists intend to demonstrate their feelings through their work in a way that is valuable to growth as individuals and society as a whole, rather than destructive, as how it was considered by many. While some people may disagree about whether or not graffiti should be considered art, graffiti can have a great impact in someone's life. Graffiti is art, not vandalism. Graffiti can be found everywhere and anywhere. Graffiti can make a plain white blank canvas into a very colorful and unique canvas. Graffiti is a form of expression and is a way for the artist to communicate with not only themselves, but with their community. Murals can help bring communities together and help them become whole. It is obvious how graffiti can be considered vandalism, but it is also obvious that with the right artist, the canvas can be transformed into something beautiful, and it is possible to open up people's eyes and realize that the world can be a very scary place, but there is also always some good in the world.